Imagine a world where a tragic accident hides something truly sinister, where family loyalty twists into deadly ambition and, well, a quest for knowledge unlocks a terrifying past.
Yeah, it's quite a setup.
Today, we're diving deep into a really complex story. It spans continents, over a decade, all sparked by what seems like just random violence out in the African bush.
And our mission really is to unpack this intricate web of deceit surrounding the death of Helen Pendergast.
Yeah.
She was, of course, the wife of the enigmatic FBI Special Agent Aloysius Pendergast.
Right.
We'll explore how his relentless hunt for the truth uncovers a secret scientific project, a legendary painting, and, honestly, a family history that's way more twisted than even he could imagine.
And for this deep dive, we're drawing from excerpts from Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child's novel Fever Dream. It's quite a ride.
It really is.
So to really get into this, we have to start at the beginning. 12 years ago, Musalangu, Zambia, sweltering heat. Agent Pendergast and his wife, Helen, they're on a hunting safari. And then a call comes in. District Commissioner Alistair Woking.
Right, about some nasty business at Kingazu camp.
Yeah.
A German tourist killed by a lion. Seems straightforward enough at first.
Exactly. But as Pendergast and Helen travel to the camp, Helen actually teases him about this local legend. It's chilling looking back.
The red lion, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Dabu Gore in Bemba.
That's the one.
And the legend is pretty specific, isn't it? A red-maned man-eater, supposedly born from a lioness that survived by eating corpses. Clever as a man, maybe immortal.
It just hangs this ominous cloud over everything that follows.
It really does. So they get to Kingazu camp. The night is described as just unnervingly silent.
And Helen, almost weirdly fascinated by the danger, even jokes about, the lion just strolling into camp.
Which is, yeah, foreshadowing much.
Totally. So the next morning, they investigate the scene of the attack, and the book gives you these incredibly vivid details. Huge pug marks, dried blood.
Black, dried blood, yeah.
They reconstruct how the lion attacked the core guys, started eating him while he was still alive.
Horrific.
Before dragging him off near these fever trees, which, adds another layer of sort of disease and danger to the whole atmosphere.
And just when you think the description can't get worse, bang!
Yeah.
The red maned lion explodes from the graph.
And grabs Helen.
Drags her away. Her screams. That's the last thing Pendergast experiences before he just blacks out.
It's devastating. Later, fueled by pure adrenaline, he wakes up, tracks that lion down, and kills it. You'd think that's the end, right? The tragedy's over.
You absolutely would.
Mm-hmm.
But the real story, the real mystery, starts 12 years later. Pendergast is back at his family home, Penumbra Plantation in New Orleans.
And he pulls out the shotgun Helen used that day, a Krieghoff.
He examines it meticulously, like really looks closely, and he spots something.
The barrels.
Exactly. The right barrel is fouled, has been fired, the left barrel is clean.
And he remembers clearly. Helen loaded live rounds, big ones, .50, .416 Nitro Express soft points, and she fired using the front trigger.
Which corresponds to the right barrel, the fouled one.
So the deduction hits him like a ton of bricks.
It's chilling. Someone took out her live rounds, put in blanks before the hunt, then afterward they took the blanks out. But they missed something. They didn't clean the fouling from the fired right barrel, that little residue.
That tiny detail changes everything. It means Helen didn't just die in an accident.
No, it was murder. Cold-blooded, calculated murder. And that realization just blows the whole case wide open.
Imagine that feeling. The person you loved most. Taken not by chance, but by design. Where do you even start?
Well, Pendergast starts by going straight to New York City, to his friend, NYPD Lieutenant Vincent D'Agosta.
Pulls him right out of a homicide case he's working on.
Yep. And Pendergast, with that kind of, eerie intensity he has, just lays it all out. He takes D'Agosta back to his apartment in the Dakota.
Which is always a scene in itself, right?
Yeah.
The rose walls, black marble, the sound of falling water. It's a pure Pendergast.
Totally reflects him. And there, Pendergast shows him two items. Really chilling things he took from Helen's body back then.
Her wedding ring, the star sapphire one.
And a tuft of coarse red hair. From the lion's mane. She'd ripped it out as it attacked her.
Wow.
He runs a chemical test on the hair right there.
Yeah.
And one test tube turns this pale green color. Something's off. Something's not right about that lion.
And immediately after that test,
Pendergast just says, Vincent, we're headed for Africa. Just like that.
D'Agosta's girlfriend, Captain Laura Hayward, she's not exactly thrilled.
No, she's frustrated, worried. Reminds D'Agosta how Pendergast's cases tend to, let's say, complicate his life and career.
Understandable.
But she knows D'Agosta, he has to go. It's personal.
So back to Zambia, Kingazu Camp revisited. What do they find?
They find out that District Commissioner Wokinga, the guy who made the initial call, died 10 years ago.
A hunting accident.
Right. Shot in the back. Doesn't sound very accidental, does it?
Not at all. And the camp concessionaire? Gordon Wisley.
Oh, he's retired. Living like a king near Victoria Falls now. Very comfortable.
So Pendergast and D'Agosta pay him a visit.
At his pretty isolated estate. And Wisley just freaks out. Tries to shoot them.
Okay, so guilt confirmed there.
Pretty much. Under pressure, and maybe helped by the fact there's a pride of lions hanging around nearby Wisley Cracks.
What does he say?
Admits it was a setup. Says Woking was the contact person for it. But he swears he doesn't know any more details who was ultimately behind it.
So the trail leads away from the immediate scene, deeper into the conspiracy, and probably into Helen's life before her death.
Exactly. Which takes Pendergast to Savannah, Georgia, to see Helen's brother, Dr. Judson Esterhazy.
Delivering that news must have been incredibly difficult, that his sister was murdered.
Oh, absolutely. Judson is devastated, angry, confused. Can't imagine who would want Helen dead.
Does he offer any clues, even unintentionally?
He does. He talks about Helen's deep interest in medical research, her frequent research trips before she died. Trips that seemed, well, a bit odd for her actual job at Doctors with Wings, the nonprofit.
DWW, right.
What else? He also mentions her love for rock climbing, specifically in the Gunks area in New York. And crucially, this unusual fascination she had with an Audubon print.
The Carolina parakeet again.
That specific print keeps coming up. These little details start to form a pattern.
And this is where Helen's secret life really starts to come into focus, isn't it? Pendergast goes digging into the Audubon connection back in New Orleans.
Yep. Visits the Audubon Museum, talks to a Mr. Tipton there.
And Tipton confirms Helen visited a lot.
Extensively. And she was particularly interested in something called the Black Frame, supposedly Audubon's first piece of true genius work.
And this leads Pendergast to a really bitter realization.
Yeah. He figures out their first meeting wasn't chance at all. Helen sought him out, intentionally, perhaps even cynically engineered the relationship, as the book puts it, because of his family's connection to Audubon, their historical artifacts, the resources. She needed access.
Wow. That's cold, to realize your relationship might have been built on that kind of calculation.
It completely reframes everything for him, adds this layer of personal betrayal on top of the grief and the murder mystery.
And there's more confirmation, right? From Helen's colleague.
Miriam Kendall, from Doctors with Wings. She confirms Helen was very private and remembers catching Helen looking at a book with a Carolina parakeet image, and Helen got really flustered about it.
So Pendergast looks at his own family's Audubon collection, the huge one.
The double elephant folio.
Yeah,
it's massive. He looks specifically at plate 26, the Carolina parakeet.
The extinct bird.
Right. Known for that strange flocking behavior, gathering around injured birds, which made them easy targets for hunters. Another layer of tragedy, almost.
So Helen's obsessed with this bird, this painting. D'Agosta finds something related too, doesn't he?
He does. Pendergast sends him to Oakley Plantation in Louisiana, which is like a bird museum. 2 Carolina parakeet specimens are missing from their collection, logged out to a Matilda V. Jones.
Which sounds innocuous until...
Until you find out Matilda V. Jones was the name of Helen's cat.
No way.
Yeah. And hotel records show Helen stayed nearby under her own name around that time, suggests she stole the stuffed birds right after marrying Pendergast.
Okay, so she stole specimens, engineered a relationship for access. What was she doing?
The picture gets darker. Pendergast's butler, Maurice, remembers a secret trip Helen took. Just 2 nights, only weeks before she died. Came back really agitated, wouldn't talk about it.
Any idea where she went?
Pendergast figures it out through, of all things, her Yankee weakness for egg creams.
Egg creams. The drink.
Yeah, apparently she called Maurice from Picayune, Mississippi, needing help with a flat tire. That drink preference helps Pendergast pinpoint a roadside diner.
And the owner remembers her.
Remembers Helen, her red sports car, and her asking for directions to the Caledonia National Forest turnoff near a place called Sunflower, Louisiana.
Sunflower, Louisiana? What's there?
Resistance at first. Locals aren't talking. But Pendergast digs into newspaper archives in a nearby town, Kemp.
And finds
a horrific story about the Doan family. Parents, daughter Karen, they apparently descended into madness, violence, ended with a father being shot by the sheriff.
How does Pendergast connect this to Helen?
He theorizes they were infected by an escaped parrot.
An escaped parrot? From where? And how does Helen fit in?
Inside the Doan house, amidst the chaos, there's this one perfect, beautiful room. Karen's room.
Yeah.
Full of art, handmade things.
Stark contrast.
Totally. And in there, they find Karen Doan's diaries, documenting the family's terrifying decline.
Is there an entry about Helen?
There is. A chilling one. February 9th, the worst day of my life. It describes Helen Pendergast showing up, trying to get a banded parrot back from them.
A parrot with a band on its leg?
Yes. Helen claimed it escaped from her scientific lab. She was really persistent, but couldn't prove it was hers. Of course, Pendergast knows Helen didn't have a lab like that.
So she stole this live parrot too, just like the stuffed ones.
Seems like it. Which leads to Pendergast's big theory about Helen's obsession. He starts to think her interest in Audubon wasn't just art appreciation, it was medical.
Yeah, medical. How?
He believes Audubon himself caught a form of avian flu from dissecting all those Carolina parakeets back in the day.
Okay.
And that this illness had, well, marvelous neurological effects. That it's what turned Audubon from a, frankly, thoroughly mediocre artist into the genius we recognize.
Whoa. So the illness caused the genius. That's a wild idea.
It really is. It suggests genius isn't just talent, but maybe sometimes a side effect of disease.
And the black frame painting, the one Helen was obsessed with.
That was her proof, Pendergast thinks. Found hidden away in an old aqueduct under a donut shop of all places. It was the missing link, showing Audubon's sudden leap in skill. It confirmed her theory.
Okay, so Helen believed avian flu could induce genius, and she was trying to, recreate it using these parrots.
That seems to be the direction. And the trail leads to a pharmaceutical company, Longitude Pharmaceuticals.
Ah, the corporate connection.
Yeah, right. Their former general counsel, Denison Phillips IV, spills the beans, reveals a secret cell within Longitude, led by the CEO, Dr. Charles J. Slade.
What were they doing?
Illegal research on avian flu. About 13, 14 years ago. They were culturing it, testing it, using parrots.
The banded parrot from the Doan house.
Must have been one of theirs. It escaped, infected the Doan family.
And Longitude knew. Slade knew.
Knew and did nothing. Worse, they decided to just watch. Treat it as a spontaneous experiment. Observe the effects of the virus on humans.
Ah, it's monstrous.
It's horrific. It was all part of something called Project Aves, a dangerous shortcut to develop some new drug, basically conducting illegal, unethical human experiments in the wild.
So Helen stumbled onto this, or was maybe even trying to replicate it herself, and Slade needed her silenced.
That's the emerging picture. And things escalate quickly from here. People connected start dying.
Like who?
Helen's old boss, Dr. Morris Blackletter, and the art dealer, John Blast, the one connected to the black frame.
How were they killed?
Both murdered with a 12-gauge sawed-off shotgun. Scenes staged to look like robberies. But Hayward, D'Agosta's girlfriend and an NYPD captain, sees through it. She knows it's a professional killer, cleaning up loose ends.
And then comes the absolute gut punch. The betrayal.
Judson Esterhazy.
Helen's brother.
He was the second shooter back in Africa,
Yeah.
an accomplice all along. He tries to take out Pendergast at Penumbra Plantation.
But D'Agosta.
D'Agosta dives in front of the sniper shot, takes the bullet meant for Pendergast.
Right.
Critically wounded, only a 5% chance of survival. It's brutal.
Just devastating. And Judson isn't finished, is he?
No. He goes to the hospital, Caltrup Hospital, disguised as a doctor, tries to inject D'Agosta with Pavulon.
Pavulon? What's that?
It's a powerful muscle relaxant, used in surgery sometimes, but here, it would stop D'Agosta breathing. Kill him quietly. Make it look like he's succumbed to his injuries.
But Pendergast and Hayward get there.
Just in time. They stop him. But Hayward gets shot and wounded in the process. It's just chaos.
While all this life and death stuff is happening, there's that strange side plot with Constance Green.
Right. Pendergast's ward, her psychiatrist, Dr. Felder, gets curious about her claims that she was born in the 1870s.
Which sounds completely impossible.
Until Felder digs into city archives, finds an 1874 census record, an 1879 newspaper picture of a girl who looks exactly like Constance.
So her story, it's true, or at least there's evidence supporting it.
Seems so. Pendergast even hints he kind of nudged Felder into looking, using the doctor's own ambition to get confirmation about Constance. It just adds another layer of weirdness to Pendergast's world.
Okay, so D'Agosta is recovering, Judson is exposed, but presumably on the run. Where do Pendergast and Hayward go next?
They track down June Brody. She was CEO Slade's executive secretary. They find her on Spanish Island.
Which sounds picturesque, but probably isn't.
Definitely not. It's an old hunting camp deep in this isolated swamp called the Black Break. And it turns out this was the secret lab, Project Aves' hidden Level 4 biocontainment facility.
Level 4, that's serious biohazard territory.
The highest level. for the deadliest pathogens. Getting there isn't easy either. They have to navigate this treacherous swamp, and then they get ambushed.
By who?
A guy named Mike Ventura and some local swampers hired by Judson. There's a fight. Pendergast, being Pendergast, manages to disarm their leader, a guy named Tiny, basically by threatening his life, and gets Ventura's name out of him.
And then Judson.
Takes Ventura out from a distance.
Yeah.
Sniper shot. Another loose end tied up very conveniently.
So they finally reach the facility on Spanish Island. What do they find with June Brody?
They find June Brody, and she's not alone. She's caring for a patient, gaunt, disheveled.
Let me guess. Charles Slade, the CEO.
Bingo. Charles J. Slade himself. And June reveals he's infected with the avian flu from Project A's. That's why he's been hiding, paranoid.
Karma, maybe.
You could say that. Slade confesses everything, ordering Helen's murder to protect Project A's, keep it all secret. Admits Ventura was his security chief.
Does he give up everyone involved?
Not quite. He actually sort of gloats that Pendergast will never find the final conspirator, the last person involved.
And Pendergast's reaction.
It's intense.
Yeah.
Poetic justice, maybe.
Yeah.
He knows the illness causes extreme sensory overload, torment, so he uses that against Slade. Ticking clocks, snooker balls clicking, just sensory torture.
Makes him over the edge.
Pushes him into oblivion. Slade dies. Finally gets peace, in a twisted sort of way. A dark end for a dark character.
Wow. So let's recap this incredibly tangled web we've just navigated.
It's a lot. Helen Pendergast, murdered by Charles Slade, CEO of Longitude Pharmaceuticals.
The motive?
To protect Project Avesley's. This secret illegal research using weaponized avian flu, which also led to the horrific destruction of the Doan family.
And the conspiracy involved.
Slade, definitely. Helen's brother, Judson Esterhazy, the Zambian officials, Alistair Woking, and Gordon Wisley, most of whom met pretty grim ends themselves.
And Helen herself wasn't just an innocent victim, was she?
No, that's one of the most tragic parts. Her own obsession with Audubon, with this idea of illness-induced genius, led her to steal, manipulate, even engineer her relationship with Pendergast to get access to his family's resources. She basically walked right into the path of danger.
But even with Slade dead, Judson exposed, Pendergast isn't satisfied.
Not at all. He tells Hayward there's something else. He can't rest while even one more person out there who bears responsibility for Helen's death is still free.
That final conspirator Slade mentioned.
Exactly. And the fact that Judson escaped, apparently to Scotland, where Pendergast has received this cryptic invitation, it strongly suggests the story isn't over. There's still more truth to uncover.
It leaves you thinking, doesn't it? About the lines crossed in the name of science or ambition. Where do ethics stop? And, well, madness start.
And what happens when secrets aren't just hidden in labs or files, but right inside our closest relationships? When love itself becomes a tool for some darker purpose. It makes you wonder, like Pendergast must, just how far someone would go to keep a secret like that buried.